Hello YouTube world, it's Johnny Mo. As per request, everyone wants me to do a review of the Toro Time Master and would I recommend it? This is a very tricky question to answer. It really depends on your application. You gotta remember that this mower is not intended for commercial use. I don't do a lot of push mowing, but sometimes I gotta go in the back. I have a commercial property that has a gate in the back and it's 32 inches and this fits in perfect. It is not the best quality of cut. It is a good cut. It's not the best. There's a couple things that I've done to make it cut better. I adjusted the governor spring to make sure that the motor is running at the best full RPMs. I actually went past I'm about 3,600 RPMs on it. It came around 32. I put it up to 36, but 3750. But Johnny, you're gonna blow your engine. I really don't care, to be honest with you, if the engine blows. Some of the issues I have, I put two transmissions in this. Okay, here's the biggest issue I've had outside of the transmission. Okay, let me see if I can explain this. All right, now when it's really hot out, real hot and humid, and you fill this up too far, the engine vibrates and the gas soaks this. Here, I'll just show you. It soaks this. There's a diaphragm in there, which lets it breathe. Now, and what happens, it gets soaked and then it vapor locks when it's real extremely hot. So you can see there's a cloth filter in there. This is something that we came up with as a way to not let that diaphragm get totally soaked and still be able to breathe. Toro is aware of the problem. They are supposedly working with Briggs & Stratton. I have not heard a thing. Both Time Masters did it, so it's not just a specific issue. It was an issue where gas just started pouring out of this cap, out of the breather vents. And so this is how we fixed it. We stuck a piece of cloth in there and it allows that diaphragm to stay dry for the most part. And that fixed it. So that part of it's fixed. Toro is supposed to come out with a fix, but they haven't. For me, this is a perfect mower. For me, for what I'm doing, I'm not mowing a lot. I'm not using it a lot. So if I had to put 25, 30 hours a week on it, I probably wouldn't buy it. The idea is great, 30-inch deck. I love the idea. It just doesn't have the quality of cut. To get a better quality cut, you got to make sure your blades are sharp. I ram that engine. I don't care if it blows up. This is the second year for this one. I have another one in the garage, and I had to adjust this, the cable line. The only problem is when you adjust this cable line, you lose the ability to adjust the speed, and meaning when you first get them, it's got a nice little bit of play in it, this little contraption here, and you can adjust the speed real good. But once you start adjusting that cable, it goes from 0 to 3 or 4 mile an hour like now, and generally that's when you know the transmission's going. So I'm gonna need another transmission in the newest one I have in the garage. I've been babying that. That is about a year old. This is going to be almost 2 years old, and I have two transmissions in it. They say that they've redid these transmissions and they're supposed to be good. I don't believe them. So would I suggest the use of it? It really depends on what you're doing. I mean, if you can put up with that, the transmission issue, maybe they did fix it, I don't know. Another thing, if you want a good quality cut, is try bagging more. So creating airflow through that deck is important. It does not like wet grass. It will just jam up, gum up, and you don't want to use it in the real wet grass. Quality cut in wet grass is terrible too, and but I try to bag with it a lot. Another thing I don't like about the baggers is you can see there's two holes right there. See that one hole? It's because when it's filled up, these nick it. And you can see on my other bagger, it's the same way. So it's another design flaw. And you know what? If someone could come out with a 30-inch deck and, you know, with this kind of weight and maneuverability, I like the weight and maneuverability of it. if they could come out with something, think of something. You know, the horsepower's good. It's not great. I don't have any issues with it. I can mulch in the right circumstances. The quality of cut, again, is not the best. You might get a few stragglers here and there. But I'm cutting commercial accounts with it, you know, back lawns and maybe a few hillsides here and there. And no one's ever complained about the quality of cut. You notice the quality of cut more than other people notice the quality of cut, to be honest with you. You're more anal about it than they are. They're just coming home and getting in their garage and, hey, grass is cut, looks weedy, that's fine, no dandelion, see you later. We get all bent out of shape about it when they, honestly, they have other things to worry about. So that's my review of the Toro Time Master. I'm not sure. I definitely would not recommend the Turf Master, which is the commercial version of it, because it's heavier and has the same exact transmission in it. Makes no sense to me that you're adding something that's even heavier on that transmission, which absolutely sucks. It gives poor quality for that tranny. I could say I've had this tranny in for about a month and a half now, and I haven't had any issues yet. I could see it starting to weaken just a little bit right now. And I've also heard someone else say you get about 150 hours out of the transmission. I think they're about $150, the transmission itself. So that's up to you. You decide. As for me, it's a good niche mower for what I'm doing. I try to, you know, switch them in and out so I'm not damaging them. You know, I'm not hammering the hours on just one. You can maintain them to your blue in the face. The transmissions just suck, just flat out suck. There's nothing you can do. Quality cut is decent, not great, but I like the idea of having a 30-inch mower, and it does come in handy for me. So I like that aspect of it. Would I go buy another one? Now, I said on other videos I probably would. I've got two now, and after going to have to replace that transmission, that's 3 transmissions in 2 years. I'm not sure if I would, but I really like the 30-inch deck, and I can't, because of the aspect I can side discharge, I can mulch, and I can bag with it. Whereas if I bought a 32-inch walk behind, you can only bag or mulch, and you can't do both. So you could side discharge and bag, but you can't, you know. So that's my review of it, and say what you want, you know, take it for what it is. And so you guys want me to do a review of this mower. I told you in a previous video, if you're watching my videos, that this is my new mower that I will go with for the Northeast. This is, to me, the best Northeast cutting mower that they make. As you know, at the beginning of the year, I bought a Skag, and the Skag just didn't cut the mustard in the fertilized high lawns. It just kept throwing clumps. It didn't throw it out far enough, and I was double and triple cutting with it. It just didn't feel it was good. Now, the thing that I did like about the Skag is it was built very heavy, but it was too heavy. It made the mower too heavy. And also, it was too long. It was too long of a mower. This is a mower. This is a Toro Turbo Force 3000 series with a suspension seat. Very comfortable. Makes this mower really good, as like I said before, is the adjustable baffle. I don't need to adjust it too much. But it is a good. The deck is the best for the Northeast, the cool season grasses. I mean, it just blows it right out of there. I mean, it's a great, great mower. As far as it compared to the Skag, they had the same exact engines on them. They're both EFI. Gas mileage is good on both of them. But like I said, the Skag just could not handle the tall fertilized grass. This mower handles it beautifully. Do I have to double cut some areas? Here and there I do. But mostly I can just blow it right out the side of the deck and I'm good to go. Now, if it gets too bad and it's too high and it's too wet, I take the Snapper Pro and away as I go. I bag it all up. So that's my review. This mower's almost a month old. Not much else I can say about it because I've already talked about the deck talk about this mower. I've owned them down through the years. But in a search for the best side discharging mower, I decided to go with Snapper Pro and Ferris and Exmark, and now I'm back to Toro, which I'll probably stay with Toro for a very long time. Hopefully they'll be able to come up with a fix for this mower, and you know, for what I do, it works really good, the Time Master. if you have any questions about this, another thing is that my Skag was 11,800. This mower here was 9,200. And believe me, they're nowhere near $2,000, $3,000 better than Toro. Up here in the Northeast, we don't have any Skags. There's only one company that has Skags, and I can tell you that when I go by their lawns, and you know, especially in the morning, they just trash them. I mean, they're trashed. That mower, for what it was advertised for, should have been false advertising, because it cannot cut wet grass at all. Just forget about it. And fertilized high grass, forget about it. This thing here is a side discharging machine. It does not like fertilized, high fertilized, dewy lawns. Do not cut lawns with this mower like that. You will toss clumps about halfway through the lawn, and they're hard to, you know, break up. You got to clean your deck out and do all that. We'll do a little deck talk in the future, and I'll open up the deck and I'll show you the differences. As far as bagging, I don't know, because I don't have a bagger for it. I've been side discharging here lately. If I do have to bag, I just grab the Snapper Pro and bag everything up with it. And that's my time with the Toro Z Master Commercial 3000 series. The speed of this is phenomenal. I love the speed of it. Some stuff I don't like. You know me, I give it to you straight. I tell you what I like and what I don't like. I don't like this, the way it comes out and goes in. This little pin. Sometimes you get stuck fiddling with it, you know, trying to get it in and out. And I don't like that. I don't like the gas meter because it's electronic and it moves up and down. Here's the gas right here. And the meter is not accurate. So when you're out there running around, it sometimes when it's down to 1 bar, the light will come on, and then all of a sudden you'll turn around, there's 2 bars. So there's no way to really tell how much gas you have in it. So you got to kind of play around with it there. Some other things. Other than that, I really like the mower. I mean, I think it's the best mower on the market as of right now. The only mowers, like I said, I haven't used is the Graveleys with their newest deck, and the Bobcats. But looking at Bobcats, you know, deck design, I can already tell there's going to be issues in the morning and very high grass because it's too tightly baffled. Any deck that's tightly baffled, you're not cutting in the morning, and you're not cutting very high grass because it'll just spit it out. Other than that, guys, it's a great mower. I told you in Deck Talk that this would be my new mower, and it is. And as you can see, I'm running it. You can see it's been trashed. We had so much mud, and I haven't cleaned it because it's no sense, because the grass is so wet. All right, talk to you soon.